Welcome, kindred spirits. I'm Tara Countman, and I am going to deliver my woo report for the day. Trying to unmask the karmic shifts to what's going on in our world. So let's explore the woo together. Everything woo. But I really do want to try to keep this grounded for myself as well as for others, because I have a tendency to want to go way off into the clouds, so I want to keep this grounded. So I did the tarot reading today, and this is using the Dreamkeepers Tarot by Liz Huston. It's really pretty, and that's the main spread, and then the clarifying card is the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinane, and I'm going to use the chart as soon as it's out. It's not out yet. It's 10:05, August 26, 2025. It's a Tuesday. And let's get into my reading. So in this reading, our root is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands embodies leadership, vision, and entrepreneurial spirit, but rooted in the past. For the collective, this suggests a historical drive from bold leaders or innovators. And this could be going, if we go on to my timeline shift, we should be looking to 1979 tech pioneers. And whatever that was, that's what we're going to be seeing now in this new timeline shift, forward of that. So I don't know, I have to go do a little more research and digging on that. That's going to be my, until we get another timeline shift, that year is going to be my focus, and what this is going to be like. And in all my life, it's like I remember in the 90s, I thought the 90s were going to be like the 60s. That was my intuition. Even though I wasn't talking to many people about it, I just am a thinker and thought, hey, it's going to be like the 90s. So, and this is going to be setting a foundation of ambition that shapes today. So going forward, sounds like it's going to be a pretty stable day. But, stable but productive. And the current vibration is the Ten of Pentacles. Let's forward this up a little bit. The Ten of Pentacles. It's an interesting card. I really like the card. She's like coming out of her suit. You probably can't see my cursor, but if you look at her dress, you can see her coming out of the suit. Yeah, if I have this just an OBS and not a window, I can't use my cursor, my big pink cursor. Anyway, so the current vibration is the Ten of Pentacles, and it signifies wealth, family legacy, and stability in the present. Let's see. And the collective will feel a sense of established security or inherited burdens, possibly economic recovery or family ties, mirrored by the chart's calm base post-blackout. I still have a very dry, scratchy throat. Okay, so, excuse me. With that, inherited burdens, I think some of that goes to our trying to deal with what happened to the American Indians, what happened in slavery. I'm not saying that all people were evil or slave owners. We do have that historical barrier to get over. Also what happened to, we can't forget what happened to, this is even worse than all of them, if you ask me, the Japanese internment camps and those citizens of Japanese descent. So that's kind of interesting, relating to what we have to get through. So maybe there'll be some of that in the energy today. And that's been ongoing energy. But it is true that some people want to like make that really, really big, and like everybody's all white people are bad and all white people did this. It is a reflection of Western culture, but not just Western culture, all humans. Slavery is still going on openly in the world today. So it may be more covert in America, and slave might even be paid something. So it's almost like it is a improvement, but not really. Slavery's not gone anywhere. People say it's, at least you knew your place. Like when we all worked for a king. It's kind of interesting that all these kings came up in this reading. When we all worked for a king, we were serfs on the land, we knew our place and our status. Now we still have a place and a status, and we can kind of try to get somewhere, but we're pretty much slotted into a economic, life. So, and then the challenge, that was today's current vibration, and the challenge is going to be the King of Pentacles. So another king, there, I'm trying to show you the woman in the Ten of Pentacles. Is very interesting. It's a really cool card. And the King of Pentacles, all the guys are boring in this deck. And I just lost it. Okay, here we go. We were at the King of Pentacles. Not there. Not there. There. Okay, so we're at the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is the challenge. And it represents material success and control, but as a challenge. So we're challenging the controllers, the overseers. It indicates rigidity. The collective faces the obstacle of over-reliance on material power or stubborn leadership, resisting the Ten of Pentacles harmony, possibly tied to the charts. Energy that we're going to be seeing shortly. That's not out yet, but I need to know more about the energies, what has happened, what's going on. So that is a challenge. Represents material success, but it's a challenge. So we need to challenge rigidity in our thinking, be more open. And on both sides, too, on this coin, the people who want to, say, America's all bad because of these issues, these human issues, actually, and not look at the good and what we do have and what we can go forward with. So that's the challenge, the King of Pentacles, and then the outlook, another court card, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And that's a really interesting card. And it could be the one in her book, Liz Huston talks about this person too, also could be, you're almost like the privileged person who you have everything and you have talents, but you don't use them. You sit on the sidelines and watch like entertainment. So you have a lot of talents. Maybe you even have talents. This is just coming to me intuitively. Maybe you have talents to write and to create scripts and plays. But instead, to be safe, you have a comfortable life, comfortable living, and possibly even parents that are providing for you materially, maybe a house, inheritances, and that sort of thing. And you just sit on the sidelines, and you might even be reviewing and watching all these great movies, but never, and even dissing the bad ones, right? Reviewing the bad ones. And never going forward with your gift of writing and creating great stories. So the outlook, that's our outlook for the future. The Knight of the Pentacles brings steady progress and hard work towards the future. The collective's path involves diligent effort to build on the 10 stability. That was the Ten of Pentacles. Stability. Suggesting a slow but sure financial or communal growth. So we have to go forward. I know right now, like the stock market, Bitcoin, I don't know about the stock market, but I know Bitcoin is really rocky. And that kind of scares me because I use that for some of my spending income. So I like it when it's up. So that's the outlook. So we have the hidden card, which is the deck. It's a card that's not really hidden because when you're doing a tarot reading, the bottom card is shown and can be seen. So that is the bottom of the deck, the hidden card. I could say the hidden forces. So let's get over here to the Lovers. And I think we've had this card before, and it's really interesting. I love the Victorian era and their dresses, and the details are so beautiful. It's like candles, or these people holding hands, candles burning. Very interesting. I like too how her cards like have crows. There's a crow, it looks like, in it. So anyway, so the hidden card is the Lovers. And the Lover signifies choices, partnerships, and alignment as an underlying energy. Hidden within the forces, in this force drives decisions about unity or division, influencing the collective's direction post-timeline junk. Timeline junk? Is that a Freudian slip? I always think there's no coincidence, especially with myself. It's almost like automatic writing, something comes up. So post-timeline junk. So we have some junk in the timeline that we're trying to clarify. So maybe junk from the previous timeline, and our emotions and some of that stuff's coming forward. So we have the stuff coming forward. But I think that's good that we're trying to align with the hidden energies too, with our government and stuff. We want it to work for us. We don't want total destruction. I don't think anybody wants that. We don't need that. I don't want that. I like, the system we have now. We have a good delivery system. Transit works. I mean, it could be better. Granted, everything could be better. Medical, transportation, mental health, everything in our system could be better. And even better compared to, there's some things about the UK that are better than our system. And we have some things that are better for us. So, we have to realize that total anarchy is not good. But our four parents, I don't want to call them forefathers because many women were involved in this. So thought that if you had a scale of anarchy here and government here, they said it would be better, and they wrote the Constitution so it would be closer to anarchy. Now, get that. Closer to anarchy than centralized government. But now we're closer to centralized government than anarchy. So, but, we're stirring the pot. So, the clarifying card, let's get that. I go into the Lovers. I get a little closer. We are people with moons. Okay, read the clarifying card, which is the Four of Pentacles. So, Four of Pentacles indicates possessiveness or stability, urging balance. This clarifies the need to release greed or fear, aligning the King's control with the Knight's progress, countering the challenge. So, this card just shows that if we hoard and hold on to things really tightly, we can't fly. We'll stay stuck. So maybe that's where a lot of people are stuck. Like I was talking about the Dreamkeepers definition of the page. where she said that, I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles, where she said that they could be on the sidelines. So they could be wealthy and rich, but they're staying on the sidelines with their wealth, with their, and their wealth could be talents, money, but they're just on the sidelines, not getting involved because they don't want to rock the boat or take a side. So there's that. So I think that's really interesting. And then this reading did have a Pentacles dominance. It had the 10, the King, the Knight, and the 4 of Pentacles. And this emphasized the earth element, particularly material concerns and stability. So it just shows me that we do want to cement a good timeline. So that's what we're working on. And this new timeline is to cement stability. That makes perfect sense. If it is or were a timeline jump. So this suggests a collective focus on financial security, family legacy, and physical grounding, reflecting an economic recovery, a resource management, post 1979 and 2008. I don't know how those years more intertwine, but there was a lot of inflation and economic chaos in the 70s too, 1979. And again, they were bankers, the S&L scandal, and in 2008, the empty remix, the fraud. If you research that more, they give you a narrative of what they say happened, not the narrative. Even that Big Short, not the narrative. Then if you go into the investors, some of them we can't even see, the investors' lawsuits. So the investors wanted to win, the big investors. They wanted to get something back. So now, in these settlements, banks didn't get in all that much trouble. Stuff kept secret. And meanwhile, they kept collecting on illegal, toxic debt. Toxic debt really means it's uncollectible and illegal. But our government came in and said, oh, we're going to make it legal. We're going to collect on it anyway. And our collector will be a federal agency. They made FNMA, Fannie Mae, the collector, the debt collector of last resort. And just went and still just going through our country, just gobbling up stuff for the investors. Okay, so there's that. And the challenge lies in balancing wealth with sharing and with justice. I do believe that the system cannot stand just for those reasons. The FERN, the Federal Reserve note, is going to die. Hopefully not before something else, that foam on the runway is in place. Like I said before, JFK, I should write down my notes, JFK and his executive order that got him killed wanted a competing currency, which would be, so we could have the FERN note, but there would also be another dollar printed. That would be a certificate, silver certificate, and we could choose which one we wanted. People's note, which would be the silver, or backed by silver, or the FERN note, the Federal Reserve central banker, backed by nothing except confidence. Now confidence is force. So to keep confidence in the Federal Reserve note, the FERN, we have to go to war to enforce them using this as a global currency, because that's what keeps us afloat, really. Is everybody trades in dollars, USA. Not so much anymore with the BRICS agreements. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Saudi Arabia. So the BRICS nations have gotten together and want to undo and don't trust the FERN note. And I don't either. So so then we have the court cards and the King of Wands, fire, the King of Pentacles, earth, and with the Knight of Pentacles, earth, indicates strong leadership and action. The Wands, King's past actions, contrast with the Pentacles, King's current control. So you have money control right now. Challenged by the Knight's persistence. The collective, they're challenging, and the collective is getting very strong. With its money, Bitcoin, which they couldn't be down, so now they're trying to take over. That's always the MO. So it's interesting the dynamics that are going on with the powers and authority. So challenged by the Knight's persistence, suggesting a shift from bold ideas to practical execution, with authority figures guiding or obstructing. So which is it going to be? Are they going to guide or obstruct? That's that's an issue. So the collective is rooted in past leadership. The King of Wands, currently stabilized by legacy, 10 of Pentacles. Challenged by material rigidity, the King of Pentacles, and moving towards steady growth, the Knight of Pentacles, with hidden choices, the Lovers. Clarified by balance, resource use, Four of Pentacles. The chart's update today might show this shift. So in numerology, the number 25/7 is associated with clairvoyance and a strong sensitivity to energy, which can sometimes lead to feeling drained or overwhelmed. The energy of 7 encourages focus, making it favorable for activities involving analysis, learning, and spiritual exploration. So I'm going to go right now and check on, see if the Schumann energy chart is been updated, and see how this all ties in with that. So I will see you soon. Whole issue here. So that's that. I would like to do tonight work on, I already did one, which was just a healing hypnosis video. I'd like to do one on, dream time, getting into, intuitive, having intuitive dreams, being more intuitive, more psychic, and going down into our deep recesses of our minds to bring this out, because it's in there. We have a lot of resources that we aren't using. So I would like to help myself, and in the same time, maybe help others too. So I will see you tomorrow. I know this is long and probably cringe and painful for me. When I go back and watch it, hopefully I get better and better at this. So I appreciate anybody listening. Please subscribe. And if you don't have any Bitcoin and you want to get some, look in my link in my description, and we can both, you'll get $30 Bitcoin, I'll get $30 in Bitcoin, up to a certain amount, but I haven't met that amount. It's hard for me to talk people into it. People just don't want to go there, but I am probably not with the right people here. I mean, I love the people here. I love my friends and my family, but none of them are seeing what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. I think it's this generation's constitution. So it's really, really important. And I have a paper that I just wrote. Maybe I'll put that on, but I did it for a class, so it's fairly academic, but I thought it was really, really informative for me doing the research. So maybe I'll post that or read it. Okay, so I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.